bechamel and you add cheese as well. It's a morning.
Final ever show.
Some may say it's from Mars, some may call it cheese sauce. It's a morning. You can put it in the lasagna tin, make it thick or thin, and do it your way. When you make bechamel and you add cheese as well, it's a morning.
You're listening to Rebecca Bowen with Quite a Stir on Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM.
Good evening and welcome to the show. You're listening to Rebecca Bowen with Quite a Stir, talking all things food. Each week, we will feature different guests, from lecturers discussing why French cuisine still dominates the globe, to doctors talking about people's relationship with food, and to hosting the best chefs in town. And to kick off our first week ever, we have the amazing chef Jake Lewis of Sonder and his beautiful girlfriend Federica, wife-to-be even though. Welcome to the show, Jake and Federica.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Oh, it's my pleasure, honestly. Would you like to give a shout out to all your hardworking staff that make the magic happen at Sonder, or family and friends?
Definitely, I'll start with the staff. Shout out to the team. I doubt anyone's listening right now, to be fair, because everyone's got Tuesday off, so they could potentially be in the pub. But shout out to the team that have been there from day one. Obviously, I'm nothing without those guys, pushing every day. And they pushed me on as well, to be fair. And then special shout out to my family, everyone listening now. I've just caught wind, there's a few of them tuning in. And special thanks to my mother and my dad, to be fair, for putting up with me when I was younger and waking me up for work, throwing a glass of water in my face in bed when I wouldn't wake up.
I love
things
that.
like that. And a little shout out to Fedi's family in Italy.
Oh, thank you.
And a shout out to Fedi, you know, and all my mates for being there when I've been working a lot and still be my mate when I haven't been showing up. And shout out to Fedi for making me a better chef. So.
That's
That's about that.
You're so humble. Right, sit back, relax, grab your favourite tipple, sort your cheese board out. We are going to play Sonder by Barry Can't Swim.
After 2.5 hours or however long this was, all I was thinking was that I'm definitely not ready to take this job if they offered it me. Yeah, it was so intense. I was back there, I was just thinking, how do I know when a prawn is even cooked or stuff like this? I don't know, there's so much going through my head. Anyway, the head chef took me upstairs. And he was like, he's called Adam Griffin, and he was like, look, well, I want to offer you a job, and you're going to be the pasta maker, basically, so it's called an extruder. So I just took the job, my mum was buzzing, and that was the start of a few hard years, to be fair. So that was just always in the mornings, which is a bit of my weakness anyway. And I used to go in, make focaccia every day, and extrude all the pasta for the restaurant. And to be honest, that job is where I learnt like really hard work. So before that, I'd worked at Vodafone, Wilkinson's, and Hollister. Yeah, so a bit of a contrast in jobs. Yeah, and I started there in James Italian. I did 2 years in Guildford, and slowly working up the ranks, learning how to cook. When I was 19, then I wanted to move out of home, go and live with my mates. So 2 of my best friends lived in Cardiff, so I ended up getting a transfer from Guildford up to Cardiff, and that's where my journey in Cardiff began. So continued working in this site, and within Jamie's, as I was quite young and had no commitments, I used to get drafted into a lot of different restaurants that might have been struggling, or they might have just lost a chef or lost a head chef. So I'd go there and give them support. By the end of Jamie's, I ended up working in 11 different restaurants. And at the end, obviously, the last one I went to was Bristol, which is where I met Fedi.
Amazing.
Be careful of what you say.
She's in a little bit of trouble. Although at this point, you know, Fedi wasn't my girlfriend or anything like that. I went then and did my last thing at Jamie's, which was opening a restaurant in Qatar for Jamie Oliver.
That must have been intense.
Yeah, that was a good, I think, 3 weeks out there. Luckily, I'm lucky enough that when I was young, I did go on holiday quite a lot, go to a lot of different places, see different cultures. So actually going to Qatar wasn't that alien for me, but obviously, you know, different experience running a kitchen over there. And that was the first restaurant I opened. And then that was it. So I got a phone call from Freddie then. She was like, oh, I think you need to come and meet Sam, who we're moving on now, onto the next step of my career.
We're moving on to the next step
Yeah,
of your
yeah.
career. So before we go there, we'll play another song about food. Take a drink, take a sip. And here we go with it. Pasture. And I'm learning that it is Federica that actually grabbed you and made you join the show. Tell us more about that.
So I was obviously relaxing somewhere on a sun lounger, I think, in Qatar, and then the phone rang. It's Federica. I'm like, what does she want now? But she said, oh, I need you to come and meet someone in Bristol. And, he's opening a restaurant. It's called Sam Elliott. So at the time, back in Jamie's, Sam Elliott was like the head chef director of Jamie's Italian. He was then obviously thinking about going to open his own restaurant, which is Pasture. And I went and met him. At the time I lived in Cardiff. But I loved the sound of what it was going to be, taking a new step in my career. And to be fair, taking a bit of a step back, because by the time I finished in Jamie's, I was, like I said, youngest head chef in Jamie's Italian. I was 21, head chef at Bristol.
That's impressive.
Yeah, but the way Jamie's had gone then, I was cooking less, and it was just more, just leading the team and stuff. So I wanted to refocus on cooking again. So I spoke to Sam and just took a CDP job in Pasture Bristol, which is chef de partie. So just looking after my own section. And giving me a chance to just get back to basics and cook again. And that was it. Brought a car and just started driving to Bristol every day. And we opened Pasture. And that was the start of a 7-year stint at Pasture. So
Not only that, you said you opened it during the pandemic, which must have been difficult in itself. So
yeah.
to shape the brand, not just the flagship, but all of their venues across the board, that's amazing. How difficult was that for you during the pandemic?
Yeah, so obviously we opened Bristol normal time.
Oh, okay.
But after 2 years, we then opened Cardiff. And as we opened that, it was halfway through being built. I had like half the team employed. Then obviously we moved to Cardiff. Then the pandemic hit. Then the building stopped. Then it was locked down. So it was quite a struggle, to be fair. And even obviously then when we reopened, it was open, closed, open, closed. Open till 10 at night, no alcohol. Open with a face mask on. I can't remember exactly, but it was very hard to build a team, and no one also wanted to leave their old job in case there was another lockdown.
Exactly.
Which was the big thing, because everyone had their furlough guaranteed. So yeah, that was 2 years in. We obviously opened Cardiff. Ended up being, so I was the head chef in Bristol, then we went to Cardiff, I was the head chef there. And we had a great 2 years, Fed and myself there. Then we opened Parallel, which is like a
Radio
sister restaurant
Cardiff,
next door, which is a bit more
90.7
small
FM,
plates.
the sound of the capital.
Tapas, daily menu. And that is at that point actually, so I think we're probably like 4 years deep into Pasture now, and I've been made like the exec chef of Pasture. So then I was going back to Bristol, working in Cardiff, looking after Parallel as well. And that's the point where I was like, right, I took 2 weeks off in holiday, and I contacted a few restaurants to go and do a stage. So a stage is basically where you go and work for free for someone, and obviously you're gaining knowledge and seeing how they do stuff.
Yeah.
But you work for free. So I contacted a place called the Ledbury, amongst others, and I was surprised actually when they got back to me. So Brett Graham, the owner, it's a bit of a prestigious restaurant. They'd been shut, and they'd just reopened, and the head chef was Tom Spence, who'd gone on and got like quite a lot of accolades on Great British Menu. So when I applied there and they actually got back, I was really excited, and went there, did 2 weeks, and that was really good for me. Just a good journey, obviously, to see what is now, it's a free Michelin star kitchen. I think around a month after I left, they just got 2 Michelin stars.
Wow.
And yeah, the best thing for me there was obviously, like I mentioned to you earlier, but like validating my palate.
Yeah.
Knowing that this food I was cooking was up to standards of this level, because then I could then take that back, and obviously when I finished, I brought it back to Pasture as well. And from that point, we then opened Birmingham. I've definitely missed a year here or there, but we opened Birmingham, and by the end of it, I've done 7 years.
Yeah. Would you ever consider Great British Menu yourself?
I've had a lot of people.
Your mum is pushing you.
Yeah, a lot of people
Go
pushing me
for
to
it.
go on there.
I see, yes.
At this moment in time, not.
You
not
got too much to.
100%.
You got too
Yeah,
much.
I've got quite a lot on, but let's see. Let's wait and see. I do like Great British Menu, to be honest. I like the.
I'm
concept
addicted to it.
and
I was gutted that they changed the time from like 8, where I'd sit down with my nice glass of whatever, and then now it's on at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's like, why did you do that? They change it back.
I haven't. I don't watch much of the recent Great British Menu, but back in the day, I used to watch all the
Oh,
old
I watch it
school
religiously. I
replays.
love it.
I watch all of them, so I used to watch back when Tom Kerridge was on there.
Yeah.
Marcus Wareham was on there.
Yeah.
You obviously mentioned you've got Tommy Heaney coming on the show. I've watched
Penciled
the rerun
Heaney's
of
in
him
for the
back in
16th,
the day.
yeah.
I think the Wimbledon one. So I used to watch all the reruns, and yeah, I took a lot of inspiration from there. To be fair, and then I finished at Pasture then. So that was 7 years, 5 years at Jamie's, totaled up to 12 years, and that's when I stumbled upon what is Sonder. Okay, so it used to be called the Outpost. I met Nick, who was the owner, and we came to an agreement, and created Sonder.
Radio Cardiff, hotting up the airwaves.
You're listening to Rebecca Bowen with Quite a Stir on Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM.
We're with Chef Jake Lewis of Sonder and his beautiful girlfriend, wife-to-be, I should say, Federica. And tell us now all about Sonder.
All right, Sonder. I'm going to start off with the most contentious part of Sonder, I say, which is the name. Okay, so to me, a name's not that big of a deal, but when I have to explain it a lot, I start to question my choice. But the thoughts behind Sonder, okay, so obviously if you take it as a book definition, it's the feeling of someone you look at across the street is on their own journey, etc., etc. For me, what it means to me is more that, you know, everyone's on their own journey, and what I believe makes a good restaurant is having all your team motivated and letting everyone have their own influence on the restaurant as well. It's not a complete democracy. It's not a complete, it's a democracy is what I'm trying to say. I want a chef to go on holiday to Japan, for example, and come back and put a great sushi dish on the menu. I want my staff, my front of house, to all put their own twist on the way they do their service. And also every different customer's coming in for their own reason as well, and we need to find out what that is and tailor their experience towards that. So that's the meaning of Sonder. And also, you know, it's not about me, it's about the team, basically. So that's
That's
why I picked that name.
amazing. And I love the name. Not only that, you are branded the chef's chef, and you've got the likes of Stephen Terry dining with you. That is incredible in itself. Come on, that's amazing. And can we talk about your mixologist, Alex Mills, who did his time at...
Did his time at Lab 22.
Oh, well,
Okay, so
we won't hold that against him. I'm kidding.
I think that's Celtic Manor you might be on about that.
Yeah.
No, Alex, obviously amazing mixologist, and to be fair, you know, he's an amazing mixologist. I'd say he's an even better host, which I didn't envisage when he joined.
Yeah.
No, I tell him all the time, can't do an order to save his life, but he's amazing with people, and I didn't expect that, and it's amazing, and that's something that some of the feedback I get all the time about Mills. Obviously, he wrote the menu, or helped write the menu for Lab 22 when they won best. I think they won best bar in the world.
Yeah.
didn't they?
In the world, yeah.
And now he's bringing that to Sonder, you know.
He
and
certainly knows his stuff.
yeah, he knows his stuff. We've just got a new freezer today, actually. So for the bar, we're still upgrading. Obviously, we're not backed by an investment bank or anything like that. It's all my own money that I've put in. So things are constantly improving at the moment now. And yeah, Millsy got his freezer for the bar, so look out, we're going to have some even better garnishes coming out, he told me today. Even colder martini glasses, so drinks are only getting better. And yeah, Sonder, you know, obviously when I created it, it's a friendly neighbourhood bistro, and what I like about it is the fact that it's creative, it's not restricted to one specific cuisine. Like I said, it's everyone's journey coming through, okay? So I wouldn't say there's one specific cuisine on the menu. It's inspired by travels all over the world from me and my staff and everyone's journey. and it's a daily menu, which keeps things fresh in the kitchen, and ultimately it makes it easy for me to motivate the kitchen team as well, because it's constantly evolving. You're cooking the best produce, you're cooking in-season stuff, and yeah, I think I said to you earlier, my concept, if I was to describe Sonder in 2 words, it would be premium casual. So premium ingredients, premium service, the best service we can give, best wine we can offer,
Amazing.
but in a really casual environment.
Comfortable environment. I think people are just fed up with the pretension. That does come with some places, but you're offering that comfortability. You said like City fans are coming in their shorts after the game. You people are happy to come and have fantastic food and not feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I'm just glad that's happening. That was the aim of the game before, and it is surprising actually when you obviously think of something in your head and you think, oh, this is the vision, and then it actually starts to happen. Obviously we've still got a long way to go, and we're still improving every day and making it a better experience for everyone that comes in. But that's it. Yeah, I was just going for that casual vibe, and obviously around that area there's so many good restaurants already. That's actually why I moved to that area. So I live on Lansdowne Road, and Fed and myself moved to Canton because of all the good restaurants there, and because we love eating at Tom Simmons, Gorse, Heaney's. Obviously Ember's just opened up, and yeah, that's what I like to do in my spare time as well. But I don't ever want to compete with those guys as well. You know, they're very good at what they do.
So that's what you do in your time to relax. You go and eat. Yeah, you go and experience. How do chefs relax? That's the big thing. And what's your message to young chefs, say at Cardiff and Vale, where I study at the moment, all those listening in right now, what's your message to anyone who wants to get in the industry?
My biggest, I've got a couple of messages to be fair. One of them, obviously, getting a fresh food kitchen. If you're not in a kitchen where you're cooking fresh food every day and you are opening packets from like a centralised kitchen, then just get out is my advice.
Yeah.
Obviously Cardiff does have I'd say there is a lack of independent restaurants in Cardiff, which are generally going to be giving you the chance to cook fresh food and hone your skills. So that's one, make sure you're in a fresh food kitchen. I would stay as well, like stay quite loyal to a few of your jobs. Don't just, a lot of people say, to be the best chef, especially when you're in London, that you need to jump ship every 6 months and keep moving on and learning new stuff. That is true, but you will learn a lot about food, but then you're always going to kind of be a commie chef with not a lot of responsibility, and you're never really going to, I don't know, you might not get respected that much in the job as well. I think there's a bit of a mix. Obviously, to learn, you need your team to be giving back to you as well, and not everyone's going to do that straight away. So yeah, stay slightly loyal, and I think if you stay somewhere for long enough, you're going to feel more comfortable, and you're going to learn different things, not just about the cooking. So there's a lot of things that make up a good chef. Obviously you've got like creativity, leadership, time management,
resilience,
knife skills, resilience. Although, the resilience, if you get in a good kitchen, you should have quite a good work-life balance, I would say. And also, don't get in the job if you don't enjoy it. So for me, sometimes I do think that when we're in work, you can't believe you are getting paid for it sometimes because you're having such a good time. But obviously it takes over your life sometimes, and I think if you're in the position where you find yourself not wanting to go to work and thinking, oh no, I've got to go to work, and you're always looking for an escape from work to just be off, then just don't be a chef. Go and find a higher paid job where you can kind of treat it as just a job. It definitely has a crossover with your life. And then another bit of advice, which obviously I mentioned earlier, which is I would cook at home. Try and make a conscious effort to cook at home, cook different things at home.
Couldn't agree more.
Because a lot of chefs, and even myself, I found myself, I've been in the kitchen for 3 years, but I could only cook the same dishes that had been on the menu in that restaurant. And when I left, and I couldn't even cook lasagna, for example.
Wow.
And then, and you think, people are looking at you like, mate, you're a chef, you've been a chef for 4 years, you can't even cook this, you can't cook that. But you've only been cooking the same thing. So, and that's obviously where I was quite lucky, being with Fedi, who sat next to me now. She puts a lot of pressure on me to cook different things, and at the time,
I don't make a great team.
Yeah, so Fedi doesn't eat McDonald's, she doesn't eat KFC.
So every night he needs to cook for me. And you're actually enjoying it as well.
Yeah.
You know, on his day off, he does say, what am I cooking for you tonight? You know.
You mentioned earlier that you'd go out and buy a whole rabbit and then just make him do something with
Yeah,
that,
that
like
was
in
that was
MasterChef
at the beginning
style.
of a relationship when I was trying to impress him. But now I'm like, you do the shopping and I do the cleaning. So that
Oh,
this is how we share the
the teamwork has got to be
responsibility.
done, absolutely. Now, you mentioned your family come
From Amalfi Coast.
and you have a
Well,
restaurant?
my family got restaurants. My dad is a baker. So,
Okay, lovely.
Yeah, so he's quite lucky actually they found me.
Yeah.
And dad's a chef. But
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
We leave the rest. You know.
No, I'm lucky, and I've been blessed enough, obviously, being with Fedi. She's from Amalfi. I've been to Italy for the past 7 years every year, so I spend at least 2 weeks out there. We both love food, so we spend all of our money on food travels, so going to places such as Paris, Copenhagen,
Oh, wow. What's your
Lisbon.
favourite place to travel to?
Lately is Paris. I've
Oh,
got
San
to say.
Sebastian.
San Sebastian is like a food mecca,
Okay.
but all of these places have obviously got their own style and their own characteristics. Out there, they kind of, well, they just focus on their own cuisine, and that's what Sonder is as well. It's kind of a blend of all of those journeys I've
Would
been
you
on.
want to open a restaurant in another country? Maybe in the future?
Maybe.
Maybe when we retire.
When you retire,
When we retire,
that's-
we can
that's
open
the
a
dream to
restaurant in Amalfi Coast and enjoy the weather.
Yeah, or open another restaurant in Cardiff.
Yeah, you were saying more central.
Yeah, I mean that's not on my
Just to
that's not
branch
on
out.
my mind right now. You know, all I'm
No.
thinking about is Sonder, and just making it better every day. Like I said, making it a better experience for people.
Would you have a food truck with Sonder at the moment, so you could branch out to like little food festivals, like in Abergavenny, or because these are areas where they just
I think
killing
you
the
did
market.
You did a food festival a couple of weeks ago with Oriel Jones.
I did a food demo
Oh,
a
well
few
done.
weeks
Yeah.
ago
Yeah.
in Carmarthenshire, obviously where all the meat comes from. So on the menu it says mountains. That it is actually from the mountain. Well, they claim they're mountains. No, it is actually from the mountains. So it's good to actually go up there. Obviously Sean, I work with him. He's a good friend of mine. He runs Oriel Jones, and he's got 200 of his own cows up there, just running freely basically around the mountains. But yeah, he asked me to go and do a food demo a few weeks ago, so that was good. We went up there, and he just broke down a half a cow basically, and I just cooked it off for everyone.
Amazing.
But to be honest, it's not on my food trucks. It's not on my mind at the moment.
No, that's not.
I'm
Okay.
doing a wedding for my mate in a few weeks for my best mate.
What a lovely gift.
Yeah. Although I'm getting a lot of stick because I still haven't given him the quote, but
It's still, he's getting a top chef to cater his wedding. It's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
wow, come on. Amazing.
Yeah.
Lucky guy, lucky. Okay, so before we continue, we're going to have another track by Josh Toffee, and this is Prisoner of Love.
Radio Cardiff 98.7 FM. Remember, tell your friend, tell your friend, tell your friend, tell your friend.
Welcome back. I am joined with Shake. He did spend his time in Qatar, but he's not quite the Sheikh. I'm joined by Chef Jake and his lovely girlfriend, Federica. Let's talk menu at Sonder at the moment and what we've got up and coming. Do you do breakfast, brunch? Do you offer a Sunday lunch? Talk about what you offer at the moment.
Okay, let's touch on the menu and what was my vision for Sonder when I created the menu. So it's almost like a multi-purpose menu, so I don't want to be known as like small plates or a traditional brasserie. So I've designed this menu so that it kind of suits all occasions. So there's a lot of snacks, there's a lot of small bites, really good starters to share, and even some of the mains can be made smaller as a starter. So this way, because I want Sonder to be like a midweek temptation as well for
Nice.
the neighbourhood, but it's also for some people it's a destination restaurant, it's a birthday restaurant, it's a celebration restaurant. So I've kind of designed this menu so you can come in, you can have small plates, you can have tapas style, or you can come in and go traditional snacks, starters, mains and desserts. So it's kind of the concept of the menu.
You
and
encompass it all. That's incredible.
yeah,
Fair play.
and I'd say it's inspired by travels, inspired by everyone's journey, but it's led by seasonality as well. So we print the menu in-house every day. It's quite good fun, you know. Some days I'll wake up, walk up the road, and I'm like, I just see a melon, for example, and I'm like, right, it's got to be melon on the menu today. Or the other day we obviously seen the British plums, and straight away I just went and brought them. I was like, this is going to be banging. So then I thought, we're going to do the Toro, which is a little dish I've been promoting at the moment. So we're going on a bit of a side quest here now about the Toro, but it's Cornish bluefin tuna season right now. So it started around 2 weeks ago, and there's only 15 boats, I believe, licensed to actually catch these Cornish tuna. To catch the tuna in the UK waters. They're all caught in Cornwall. So yeah, it's one of the most prized fish in the world. Obviously, some of these fish would be getting sent to Japan or things like that. It's really amazing.
Sought after.
Yeah, sought after product. So that's what I did the other day. I went and brought the plums, and we did tuna belly sashimi with ponzu and plums, actually.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah, and I think that's it. It was, to be fair, but I think that's the key to our restaurant is the food. Is sometimes it is simple, but it's banging season and it's got great flavour as well.
How often do you change your menu? Because I just asked, I want the tomahawk pork chop with the rhubarb. You're like, oh, that's not on anymore. I'm thinking, oh no. So how often do you change up the menu?
I think basically since we started, the menu has changed quite a lot. But you sometimes just serve dishes, put on new dishes, and just listen to feedback. You know, we listen to our customers, we listen to the neighbourhood. There's a dish on at the moment, the ponzu salad, which is just like, people love it. People actually love it. So that's just staying on.
Yeah, you tried to take it off the menu and everyone was complaining.
Yeah.
Like four guests when we
Wow.
came back from the tuna.
I had
You
the
were like,
same
"Oh."
thing with a fish the other day. If you're listening, I appreciate your feedback. Hake lady, we'll call her. But she, obviously I served her the hake, changed the sauce, served it the second time, and she was getting her phone out. She showed photos to the waitress, and she was like, what's happened? I want this sauce back. So I changed it back, you know, like sometimes you don't win everything. You have an idea and it doesn't make it. My biggest critic, definitely my mother, when she comes in. But it's good, it keeps you grounded. And yeah, I think the menu at the moment, like I said, it's quite light. It's summer, it's banging season, and then that's our a la carte. Okay, so that runs every day, 12 till 11, and then on a Saturday and Sunday we do brunch as well.
And breakfast? Breakfast and brunch? Because brunch is a little later than breakfast.
Yeah, technically breakfast. Technically on Saturday it is breakfast. Obviously, the venue before, it did brunch anyway, so I wanted to build on that when I first opened and not just throw away any existing customers or upset people as well, to be fair. So yeah, we do, at the moment it's 10 till 12, Saturday and Sunday. I never thought I'd be cooking brunch or breakfast, but it's actually quite good fun, to be fair. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure in the kitchen. And then on the horizon, we're going to change things up a little bit, which I posted about the other day. So from the, I'm thinking when it is, I think from the 21st of September, we're going to change those hours a little bit. So we'll still do the Saturday 10 till 12, and then on a Sunday, we're going to run brunch 10 till 2.
Okay.
And then from 2 till 7, we're going to run a Sunday menu. So Sundays at Sonder or something, we'll call it. And it's essentially what people want on a Sunday, I think. So we're still going to have our best bits of our a la carte on there, all the small bits, the snacks. So you could still come in and tapas it up if you wanted, which obviously a lot of people still do on a Sunday with us. But then I'm also going to add a few sharing dishes on there, things like chicken and leek pie, maybe a jerk lamb shoulder.
Ooh.
Obviously have those roast trimmings on there, roasties, Yorkies and gravy as well.
Your
and that's
dad's fish pie must be going on.
Traditional with a twist.
Traditional fish pie.
That's fish
You
pie,
guys
yeah.
were talking about the whole
That
weekend,
doesn't like
wasn't
fish,
it?
yeah. Which will have eggs in, which was the debate, but I think fish pie should have some eggs in, so. Yeah, and then a little snippet.
Oh, yes.
Something
Give
a little bit off menu. I'm going to
Go on.
drop a little bit of incoming news as well, which I'm quite excited about. But we're going to start something called Tuna Party, I think I'm going to coin it.
I love it.
So we're going to, it's not released yet obviously, but we're going to release tickets for an event, and we're essentially I'm gonna buy a whole bluefin tuna. All right, so we're selling.
Wow.
People are buying so much of it in the restaurant. We're lucky enough that we've got the opportunity to do this. So we're gonna buy a whole bluefin tuna, and we're gonna wheel it in, and I'm hopefully gonna get one of my good master sushi friends to come, and we're gonna break down this tuna in front of everyone.
No way.
Yeah. So it'll kind of be like a canapes event, champagne, things like that. So you buy the ticket, and we'll start off. We'll obviously cut this tuna up.
It's like a masterclass, live masterclass.
And then what we'll do as it's ongoing, then, so as we cut down and break it down into different pieces, we'll then send out dishes with that, and it'll be like a canapes event. So it might be stuff on there like. I was thinking of it the other day, so we'll obviously do some like tuna tartare dishes, tuna tartare tacos, maybe tuna belly skewers. I was thinking of shawarma tuna belly.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I think people obviously, and it's a new thing, you know, like catching these bluefin tuna. It's obviously not that sustainable to constantly catch them. So it's only 2 years ago they've made it legal in the UK again.
Oh, okay.
And it's an amazing British product, and I want to celebrate it. So yeah.
Will you feel under pressure doing the live cook-off though? Because it's a live cook-off in front of everyone. You said.
Yeah.
Okay. How will you feel that?
I've got this new thing, to be fair. It's a bit like today. I just try not to think about it.
Put it out of your mind.
Just deal with it when I turn up. So yeah, it's probably be the same thing.
It, yeah.
No, hopefully, like I said, for the first one, I definitely need to reach out, and hopefully we can get a sushi master to come and break it down with us. And,
have family and friends around you for the first one, so you won't be too nervous.
Oh, definitely. I've had a tip off that Fine Ones UK might be sponsoring the event as well.
Ooh, nice.
If you're listening, Greg and Nigel.
Oh,
yeah.
Greg.
So, but yeah, and they can obviously provide different wines, and we'll go and different wines that then pair up with the dishes and stuff like that. And we'll start off with just one and see how it goes, and then if it does go well, it could be a once a month thing until November, because that's when the end of the season is.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know what the word is for that, but a little news snippet maybe, or a bit of news that's coming to Sonder.
Exclusive information.
Yeah, exclusive.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
When are tickets on sale for that? Because I think people are probably Googling it already.
Yeah.
Now you've leaked that information.
Yeah, I've leaked it.
When are tickets on sale?
Federica, what was that date you had in mind that you were thinking of doing it on?
I think it should be around probably the 23rd of September, but we need to speak to your sister, isn't it? She's probably in charge of the whole of the back of the house, and she needs to organise this event for us, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's another shout out I just realised I missed earlier. So shout out to my sister Maddie. She essentially runs like all my social media and looks after my emails and things like that.
Thank you for passing on that message, Maddie.
Yeah, and the merch. So she designs the merch. There's going to be new merch coming out as well.
You didn't tell us about the merch. Tell us about the merch.
We've got some Sonder merch coming out, you know. We've got a couple of bits for sale at the restaurant at the moment. I'm not that great at selling it, to be fair, because I just haven't got around to making a sign. But we've got merch.
Sign maker right here with the editor. If you want. He is a sign maker if you need help. Our engineer's a sign maker.
Oh, we've got him now. But yeah, we're doing a little bit of merch, and it's pretty cool. Well, I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love everything about Sonder, everything you've said, your journey, and you're such a humble guy, and I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. Before we wrap things up, because we've got about 5 to 7 minutes, what message would you like to give to chefs who said about reading certain books?
Yeah, I was about to say, obviously, before we went on that break, I forgot to mention that about other things I'd advise to young chefs, and one of them is just read. Which is a bit of advice Sam gave me, to be fair. It's just like, for creativity, sometimes you look at other chefs and you think, oh, how is he so creative? Like, how do they come up with these things? How do they come up with these ideas? But I don't think anyone is just naturally creative, you know. I think you've got to work at it, you know. And for me, being a chef, one of the best ways to become creative is just read books. And it seems a bit weird reading a cookbook. But there's so many good things you can get out of it.
I read them like the novels.
Yeah.
All the time.
And especially chefs you like, or chefs that you align with. And there's always, you know, even their autobiographies, I find a lot of chefs, the stuff that I've read in their books that just sticks in my head.
Yeah.
it's a bit weird. Sometimes you're in a day and you've just got like random chefs speaking to you, in your head. But
Yeah.
And actually,
read
as
books.
well, the Anthony Bourdain Party Unknown on Netflix used to be
Parts
addictive.
Unknown.
Yeah.
watch TV. That's
Watch
another.
TV.
But it's true. Like eat out. I think obviously I didn't go to uni, but my uni
You've done
was
better than most, so you keep saying that. That's a trigger point for you.
well, not going to uni, no.
Yeah.
But I never really wanted to go to uni anyway. To be
Well,
fair,
there you
but
go.
because I don't think it would have been good for me.
Yeah.
But I like to party too much. But yeah, I think eat out, go and experience different flavours. One of the best things for me to like train my palate was just eating in nice restaurants. There's loads of like good one Michelin star restaurants around, especially even in Bristol, Cardiff. And even if you go out to a meal, sometimes I go out to a meal and I don't even like, I might pay £100 and I think, oh, I didn't like some of it. But as long as I take a few things that inspire me, then I see that as worthwhile anyway. And
Absolutely.
you don't like go somewhere and steal their food, but you might be inspired by something they do and
By
then put your own
something,
twist on it, you know.
absolutely, yeah.
Everyone's got to be inspired by something. I will not come up with a new dish if I'm in the kitchen every day just cooking on the stove and only focusing on cooking for customers. I find it really hard to create, whereas it might be then when I leave work, walk home, I might be in the shower, that's when I suddenly have an idea for a dish, you know. So
And people inspire people, isn't it?
yeah, and surround yourself with
Yeah.
good people. Like I said, I'm lucky. I've got such an amazing team. They're so passionate, but we try and keep that up as well. Like we only want to employ chefs that care about food, that want to.
You mentioned not necessarily having the experience that you would train them. So to all those students that are listening, level 3, I would say only level 3 at Cardiff and Vale or the Nantgarw or wherever you are, because I've reached out to a few people. If you're listening, he will open his door to one student only.
Yeah, space for one. Space for one.
Space for one. That is so kind. though.
Even right now, I've got a chef. Okay, so I'm not gonna name drop her, but she works at Pizza Express. Okay.
Oh wow.
And she's quite young, and she came in the kitchen, and she's obviously got a lot to learn. You know, there's a lot of things to learn, but she's so positive. She's just laughing all the time.
Breath of fresh air.
Yeah, she makes a mistake. She's laughing. She says she's just like, you know, you tell her how to do something, she just says yes, and she obviously she actually does it. Okay, so there is a saying, those who see once shown, and those who will never see, or something like that. Okay,
I know
so
what you mean, yeah.
there is that middle ground is important. Like if you keep showing someone something and they can't pick it up, then maybe they're not the right person. But this girl, even though she had no experience, she's amazing, and yeah, I've got a place in the team for people like that. But that's also because I've got a really experienced team around them.
That's really kind. You're such a humble guy, and your beautiful girlfriend. You are so lovely. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Set the bar high. Yes, you certainly have. For all those listening, you've got a lot to live up to.
It's about a metre high.
So thank you for coming in. We're going to take you out with "I'll Take You There" by BB and CC Winans. You were listening to Rebecca Bowen.
Radio Cardiff.